Let me be blunt. If you think medical device sales is just about relationships and product knowledge, you are truly misunderstanding the job. Hi, I'm Dr. Joe DeAngelis, co-founder of the Heart of the Deal and the MedReady Medical Device Sales Certification Program. And after years of working with medical device sales professionals and leaders across some of the best companies in the world, I can tell you this with complete confidence. Business acumen is one of the biggest differentiators between people who break in, people who survive, and people who truly excel in medical device sales. In fact, the biggest mistake people make in medical device sales is thinking they're applying for a sales job. They are not. They are stepping into a business role inside of healthcare. And that, my friends, is very different. It is a different challenge. Too many people think success in this field comes down to being likable, energetic, polished, and good with people. Of course, those things matter, but they are not enough. Not even close. Because this is just not about having a great personality and knowing your product. This is about understanding the larger system you are selling into and the business you are representing. And that is where so many people fall short. Want to know why some people never break into medical devices or wash out once they do? They never learn the business. They never fully understand the market. They never understand how hospitals function. They never understand how healthcare economics influences decision making. They never understand how a medical device company actually works, how it operates. And because of that, they struggle to sound credible, think strategically, and perform at the level that this industry demands. So what do I mean by business acumen? I mean understanding the U.S. healthcare system and the market dynamics that shape the industry. For instance, do you know how hospitals and healthcare systems make decisions? Do you understand reimbursement, budget pressure, operational efficiency, value analysis, staffing challenges, and why even a strong clinical story may not be enough by itself? Because hospitals are not just buying technology, they are making business decisions. They are balancing patient care, outcomes, economics, workflow, risk, and organizational priorities. If you cannot speak to that reality, you are not bringing the level of commercial understanding this role requires. Business acumen also means understanding medical device companies' interworkings. And again, this is where many people get exposed. They think the job begins and ends with selling to physicians. It does not. The best reps understand that they work inside a highly cross-functional business. Marketing matters. Finance matters. Reimbursement matters. Regulatory affairs matters. Operations and manufacturing matter. Clinical support matters. Understanding supply chain matters. And of course, leadership matters. The strongest professionals understand how those moving parts fit together and how field performance connects to the larger business. They understand that they are not out there operating alone. They are part of a broader commercial engine, and their effectiveness depends in part on understanding that engine. Now, let's talk about forecasting and pipeline management. This is one of the clearest examples of business acumen in action. Anybody can say that they are driven. Anyone can say they are competitive. Anyone can say they hustle. But can you assess the true quality of an opportunity? Can you build and manage a pipeline with discipline? Can you distinguish between real business and wishful thinking? Can you forecast in a way that gives leadership confidence. That is business acumen. Strong sales professionals do not just create activity, they manage the reality. They understand what is likely to close, what is stalling, what needs attention, and how to allocate time and effort across a territory in a way that drives results. Then there is pricing, margin control, and negotiation. This is where maturity matters. You cannot simply react to pressure by dropping price. You cannot negotiate effectively if you don't understand value. And you cannot protect the business if you do not understand margin and the broader implications of your decisions. The best reps know how to frame value before price becomes the central issue. They know how to negotiate without undermining the business. They know when to push, when to hold, and how to make commercially sound decisions that support both the customer relationship and the company's interest. That is not just selling. That is good business judgment. And then there's territory management. A territory is not just a list of accounts or a geography on a map. A territory is your business. It has priorities. It has threats, opportunities, referral patterns, competitive dynamics, account potential, and strategic choices. Weak reps bounce from issue to issue. Strong reps manage with intention, and elite reps run their territory like business leaders. They know where to invest, they know where to protect, they know where to grow, and they know how to make smart decisions over time. That is business acumen in the real world, my friends. And that is exactly why Kevin Matthews and I built MedReady the way we did. We did not want to create another surface level program built around generic advice, recycled interview tips, or motivational fluff. We built MedReady to help candidates develop the kind of real commercial understanding and credibility that medical device companies actually value. Because companies are not just hiring for personality, they are hiring for readiness. They want people who understand the healthcare market. They want people who understand how device companies operate. And they want people who can think through forecasting, pipeline management, pricing, negotiation, territory strategy, and the larger business realities of the role. That is why business acumen matters so much. It makes you more credible in the interview. It makes you more effective in the field. It makes you more confident with customers, and it makes you more valuable to the organization. So, if you are serious about medical device sales, here's my message. Do not just learn the product, learn the business. Do not just rehearse what you say or how to say it. Understand the market that you're stepping into. Because again, if you think medical device sales is just about relationships and product knowledge, you are misunderstanding the job. The industry rewards people who can think commercially, operate strategically, and represent value at a high level. The people who rise in this business are not just good talkers. They are commercially intelligent. They understand the deal behind the device. And that is exactly what we teach in Heart of the Deal and through the MedReady Medical Device Sales Certification Program. This industry rewards people who are prepared, credible, and commercially sharp. Be one of them. Join us.